Wheel of Time Season 2 is such a polarizing topic. Some watch this show with the glass half full, and they happily escape into this fantasy world. Others that have enjoyed the books for years are upset that they changed so much of the story they loved. All opinions are valid, but if you want to know my honest thoughts, here it is. This show is mediocre, but with moments that surpass mediocrity. Moments that make you feel things and make you care for the characters. Action scenes that are sometimes rewarding. Special effects that are mostly corny, but are at times a giant, ridiculously beautiful dragon made of fire. What the fuck is this show? I don't know. It's so up and down. Again, it's mostly mediocre, but I'm the kind of fan that just wants to see some good fantasy content. And so yeah, I'm rooting for it. And that's how I went into this show. If you show up and you're not rooting for it, yeah, it's pretty easy to dislike. If you were indifferent, with no expectations, but you just want to see a high-quality fantasy story, you'll probably be disappointed on like a scene-by-scene basis, episode through episode. The storytelling, it just needs some changes. But if you lowered your expectations a bit, there's an interesting enough fantasy story here to enjoy. Sure, it's no Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones at its peak, or even surprisingly Netflix's One Piece, but it is good enough to be a nice fantasy story, somewhere on the level of like HBO's The Golden Compass. Like that's about where it's at. After the first two episodes, it picks up a lot. It becomes really fun and intense. Honestly, I wish I kind of just skipped the first two episodes. If you haven't watched it yet, just skip them. After that, episode 4 is a little slow, but then episode 5, 6, 7, and 8 are both interesting and enjoyable from start to finish. And although it is the second season, by the end of it, I was left feeling like this is a prequel or a big setup, finally, for a big season 3. Like for a big next season. We have now the Emmons Field 5 all together and kind of know what they're doing and what they want to do. And we no longer have to pretend that Moraine isn't getting her powers back. We can just move forward. And Lanfear, the best character in the show, is on bad terms with both the heroes and the villains. And she's just kind of doing her own thing, as all the best characters do. The Wheel of Time Season 2 is the perfect blend of good, okay, and corny to where your perspective going into the show will have a massive impact. And what I mean by that is if you want to sit around with some friends, have a few drinks, and make fun of the show, it's pretty easy to do so. But if you just want to enjoy a fantasy show, this is interesting enough and has a few emotional bits, action that doesn't shy away from blood or death, and is a world filled with magic that's easy enough to escape into. So you'd probably have a good time.